Hey you guys, I'm still pulling photos for you. Welcome in. Um, we've got a double today. Hi you guys. Yes, we do. We have one now and then one at 4:30, and depending on how fast this one goes or how slow or whatever, um, I may push it up, I may not. I don't think I'll have to. I think we'll be okay. So, yeah, that was 162 photos I just downloaded for you guys. Welcome. Welcome to WCIA Network, where everything I do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. This little boy, William, I thought I would give a little moment of an amazing presentation and give him some justice by sharing his story. That's how we do it here. Sharing stories gives justice to the children. And William's anniversary was just yesterday. So I thought it would be great and wonderful to bring William in. I have William as a SUMMERWELLS missing child. I have William down as one of those that was sacrificed through the same group, using the same elements, and all for the sake of this resurrection. And they think they're going to be seeing their children in the up and coming new world. What they don't know is these kids are standing strong, and they all came together to create an army of children that are telling their story and sharing their story through the eyes of spirit and through these amazing images that I pull. You can't knock them down. This is what they're doing. They're getting justice this way. And William is one of them. Welcome into WCAA Network. Hi, Muffin Top. You guys, I'm getting all your emails. I know I have not had time to return the emails. I will. I'm going to go through them. But thank you so very much. I get them, I open them, and then later I'll have time to respond to them. So just know that every one of those emails, they mean something to me. They're meaningful, they're appreciated, and I thank you for them. You all make a difference in every way that you show up here. Just showing up here makes a difference. It makes a difference in my readings. It makes a difference in the energy here each time I go on. It makes the channel what it is, and it makes it stronger, right? So, welcome on in. Hi, guys. Yes, Muffin Top. We are going to start getting right into this. G.H. White, Mary, hi. Shazam. DJ, hello. You caught one live. Amazing. Videos, hi. And as you guys come on in, please put that thumbs up. That would be great and really appreciated. So, we're going to get started. This isn't going to be a super long one. Hi, Sugar Bee. Rumple Long here. Hi, Sherry. But it's meaningful. Justice coming soon. How are you? And deceit thrives in confusion. Hello, Lisa. Oh, hi, you guys. Okay. So, this little boy, it's about this little boy who falls into all the SUMMERWELLS children. And he deserves a little moment with the light on him. I have him pegged as the same people that were involved with Summer Moon Wells, I have the same group that took William Tyrell. And he's been placed on the back burner, you guys. Way back when I brought him up was in the beginning of Summer Moon Wells. William was one of those kids that I put together in a file from day one. He was one of the kids in the beginning when I first started. Really, just all I did was open up my computer and pull out the names and the faces of the children that spoke to me. Many of them are from their cold cases. I don't even go through and mention all of them. I mentioned a bunch of them. William is one of those that I mentioned. I have a file on him. And when I was on YouTube and I saw that it was his anniversary, I'm like, you know what? This child needs some love in his side, and a little bit of the light needs to really shine on him only. And sometimes, we don't know what makes a difference and what doesn't make a difference, because we're not on the other side with these children. We're here on Earth, right? And I think it makes a difference. I think they know. I feel like Spirit knows. This is William. I have been having visions about this little boy since he's made it into my group of kids that I call Summer Moon Wells Missing Children. This is a photo that I had from last time. I showed this information over a year ago. And again, none of the pieces that fit together here have been mentioned or discussed outside of this channel, and has not made it inside investigators, police department, FBI that I know of. I know that there are certain law enforcement that are following me. Maybe I'm just not privileged to the information. I would like to know if it makes a difference. As far as law enforcement, I know it's making a difference to the children, because this is how we get them justice. So this was one of my very first photos that I shared. And this was shared way before elements were so strong like they are today. This was shared over a year ago, where I mentioned the number 5s and the 3s and, the elements that I work with. And I know it takes time for people to have my channel resonate with them. But what doesn't change in the children that are part of the Summer Moon Wells Missing Children are the elements that lay in the darkness. They just don't. Then number 5 and this number 3 on this old man's jacket, along with the face that shows up, pegs William as a Summer Moon Wells missing child. It pegs him. And the day is going to come that somebody will put this on a massive scale, and the whole entire documentary only has to show the elements over and over and over. That is the only thing I need to show in a documentary to prove that these are all the same. The documentary all it has to do is copy and paste. That's it. Copy and paste. The elements in William show sacrifice. And to William Tyrell, this is for you. This is for you. This presentation is about you. We see you. We understand. And we are working really hard to get justice. Just by bringing him up today, we'll give him a little bit of justice. All of the information that I have shown you, as far as this here's on the bottom, there's the hand there's the buggy. It's in the dark because in the buggy is the number 5. It's down there with the hand. It's real hard to see. Let me point it out right here. This is a hand. This is the buggy. And photos like this are just filled with information. This little boy, 110% has been touched by the same evil that I show you each and every time that I come on YouTube. The same evil that you think is just here in the US is the same evil that touched this little boy in Australia. Now, this group is international. See this chain hanging from his mouth? That chain's no different than the chain I show you hanging on any of the people here that I follow. Benny Keys. It's got the teeny little 5s on the bottom, just like the BTK killer has hanging out of that barn-like thing. Just like Tim Mullins. Just like Summer Moon Wells. This is a child that's considered a Summer Moon Wells missing child. There is no buts about it. None. This photo here was one that I introduced long ago. They don't want to talk about it. There's a little black tattoo on his head. That shouldn't be there. Here's the most interesting This photo comes from the gal that is on location taking pictures. She's bending over, and the photo she's taking, the camera that she's taking it with is connected to a wire. That wire spells out words. This is the camera, and that is the string that comes down from her camera. So the law enforcement in this moment, in this very, very moment, could go check out what this says and see if it makes sense to any of their information they have already gathered. Because it spells many different words as she moves the camera. It's really obvious. Now, I have the video, and I'll show you the video, a little piece of the video, so you see how crazy this is and how they communicate. They communicate the exact same way as they always have. Same way that they are in Summer Moon Wells. Nothing has changed. Nothing. The only thing that's different, basically, it's a different child. Brian Kohlberger's case is the same. Brian Kohlberger's has all the same information. Does anyone know what this says? I can't make it out, but what I do know, it has the same letters as I've been looking at for 2.5 years. The A, the R, the T, the C, like it has the same lettering. The W, the M, it's all in here. That's the crazy thing, is it is in here. So if I change the lighting, sometimes when you change the lighting, the letters that we want to see come forth. I think this is so critical for the authorities to figure out, because it's speaking. It's speaking. Tattoo. Well, there's a tattoo on the hand. It's the 3-prong. There's a T and an E. There's like that comes through. So this will be interesting to watch. The other place throughout his whole entire, and I cannot understand how the authorities haven't picked this one up. William's whole case is speaking to you through the Spider-Man stuff on his hands. Now, they use it, and no one's recognized that those are letters, that those aren't the Spider-Man designs. They are words, and they're speaking, and they're telling the story. TTAAE. Yeah, there's an A, a T, a C. It's going to bother me. But look at this little boy's hands. Thank you, guys. And the letters on his hands are also telling the same story. Throughout this little boy's information, the fingertips outside of the spider web spells words. These are speaking to the audience. They are telling the story of this little boy, and nobody has noticed. The little boy knows. If the little boy didn't know, I wouldn't know. I would just be looking at it and not noticing. But this here, the spider web, reveals information that is critical, I believe, to understanding that this little boy went through the same sacrifice this summer, because the information it's telling on his gloves is no different than what Summer Moon Wells has been telling us. That the groups all have the same symbols. The groups tell the same story. What you see here in these symbols are the exact letters. Now, I don't know what it spells, but they're the same letters, you guys, as you're seeing throughout this little boy's videos. They're the same. Symbols and elements, yes. It's time that someone, here's the 5, here's the A, here's the E. That little E is this one here, the one that's popping up, the purple one. This little boy's information has been right in front of them, just as summer moons have. The childish drawings, always. Those little drawings match Amber's from Amber Alert. Same concept, same information, they're just childish drawings. But I have to point them out because I know it's part of the conversation. Every case that we have worked on must include this information. It's got the person who is behind this, you guys, is very egotistical and is a narcissist and needs us to kind of see him and kind of not. And how they do it is through the reflection of the car window. Nothing has changed. This is from his video. Look. There's no difference between what you're looking at here and the Brian Kohlberger information that I show you every time I'm on. This here is telling the same story as that guy that talks about the Brian Kohlberger information. The guy who is peering through here and looking at us holds the key. The key to solve these cases. I'm telling you so. I am telling you he does. This person that is holding that fake fucking camera. Look. He is in the window just as the guy from Brian Kohlberger's window. Just like the guy who's talking about Brian Kohlberger. Why? Because they're narcissists and they must show their faces. That is no different than this fake photo of Brian in the car with someone has a bloody face. You guys, it's telling the story. Nobody is stopping them. Look at this photo. This guy has the same role as this guy. This dude is a narcissist as this one is. They're the same people. So maybe they're two different people doing the same thing, but this is right in William's video, you see. That's not a normal photo. This is nothing more than this. William has so much information in his video that reflects perfectly to the Summer Wells missing children. You see. Perfectly. The guy who's staring at us in this video is doing the exact same thing as the guy who is staring at us here. Talking about Brian Kohlberger. Look at how one of his eyes are covered. Just like the photos I'm showing. Look at his eye. Understand, you guys, look how clear. It's right in that video. Look how clear it is. And yeah, of course, there's so much more here. It shows the sacrifice, and then it shows all the things on the bottom, just like Summer Moon. This is what Summer Moon's sacrifice looks like when it's all done. Wait, it's the bottom half. They're such narcissists that even have the goddamn finger pointed at it. Look. Like the finger with the nail polish. Look at this. Look. So let me show you what you're looking at. Hi, Jean. Welcome in. Long gone. So this is all wrapped up, right? Here's the face. This is the white face. This is the V that goes with it. This is the childish drawings. This is a V. This is the maroon head. This is the blue. Like, this is the whole... Oop, wait. There's the finger with the nail polish. Right here. Sticking in here. This is all sacrifice. Just fucking idiots. This is what I just showed you yesterday in Summer Wells is. I showed you in the video of that guy from the carnival. That shape that blue thing is going to turn white is the common shape. You are looking at William's sacrifice. William's sacrifice. You guys, this is a copy and paste perfect puzzle piece. This is William. I can't say it any louder than I am. This is William. This is what will bring William justice. This is what brings the children justice. By acknowledging that, yes, we hear you. Yes, we understand you. We see you. This is what you're looking at. And it's right in front of us, you guys. It's right in front of us. These photos tell the story perfectly of William. There is some problem going on if the authorities cannot see this, because it's not hidden. The first thing that I would say is, putting everything else aside, this guy's face in the window shouldn't even be here. Right? And we know what's on the top. We know what is wrapped up and is hidden here. We know that this is just going to be the equipment. We know that because we've seen it. Turn it this way, some of you might see it a little easier. Here's more equipment this way. See that? That's the equipment. Oh, thanks, Muffin Top. That's the equipment. This shit is in almost 700 videos that I've created. In 700 videos, I have stayed consistent. What you see here attached to William is nothing more than the equipment. This little piece here, let me crop it. Each child has one. You've seen this many times. You've seen the fisherman holding it. That's attached to them. That's the green face. That is part of the equipment, you guys. And if you don't know anything about these sacrifices, you wouldn't see it. But because we do know what we're doing here, it's very, very difficult to see a child hanging with his mouth covered and no one gave a shit. He has the heart on his arm. The mouth is covered. You understand that these photos have gone through, I don't know, hundreds of channels of media media people? Do they not see that this child doesn't have a mouth? I don't understand. I don't understand. Why are they choosing to look the other direction? Why? You guys, it's a choice of theirs. It's just a choice for them to look a different direction. So when I talk about elements in the backyard of where I believe 100% that the family members know that this happened, now that I've seen this for sure, because this might as well be the Wells backyard. That's the box. Right there is a ladder, and there's a hole somewhere over there. The same hole that I say is by the Wells property is somewhere over here. This is what this is telling you. This is what it's telling you. This is the same information that we saw on the Wells property back by the door that leads to the swing. This. That's creative, you guys. This is something that someone put in here. You could see it was like drawn in here. Like they do deep fakes and they add shit to their photos because you could tell this is like put in here, but this screams Summer Moon Wells, Don's property. It's the A-frame. It's a, I don't know what it is, but it's Summer Moon. It's the same story. This little boy and the way that they are showing the information and what they're showing in this phone is the same shit that they're doing in Summer Moon Wells Missing Children. Whoever's listening and you know that I am right, you need to just like either smarten up or stop using the goddamn fucking phone. Seriously, stop using it. You're looking like an asshole. This here is not a phone. This here is what I call equipment. Whatever that little thing is on top is part of the equipment. They show it all the time. This little boy in this photo that they said was one of his last photos, whoever took this photo is part of the group that sacrificed him. Period. I'm telling you that because this is what it looks like. This is the fake phone. The Watts had the same phone. The Watts had the same phone. This shit is so obvious. But what's super obvious is that the authorities don't want to touch it. William's case is the same thing, you guys. This is a fake phone. It's a phone. Look at the bottom of the phone. The phone is just part of the equipment they use. I've showed this so many times. It's not a phone. Could anyone see what I'm about to point out? Anyone see it before I zoom in and show it? Anyone? Before I zoom in and show it, oh yeah, I do see. If anyone knows an editor or a film director or something, I already submitted my documentaries. I'm going to hear end of the month on one of them. But it needs to be put together like better. Anyone see it? There it is. Hanging right behind him, right there in the photo, is the critter. That is the same critter that is hanging the barn and that hangs in Tim's videos. You guys, it's the same. That critter is this critter. The one to the left is from that murderer, and the one to the right is Tim Mullins. These things are such a main key player in telling the story. You know why? Because they tell the story, and no one thought that we'd see it. Oh, look at that. See these letters on this? I wonder if these are the same. There's the M and there's a J. Wouldn't that be interesting? So any law enforcement, look at the letters that I showed you on the barn and see if they're the same letters. So this here is the same thing that is hanging on William. And the way it's hanging is very strange. It's just hanging behind him. But that's his. Needless to say, there's shit around his neck and everything else, but we're staying with the elements. Now, there is no reason the parent should have a picture with a fucking thing hanging behind him. There's so much in this video, but I'm trying to stay centered. When they go to the news information, I always get this stuff there. The information they show here is almost laughable because it's so much the same. They show the rocks. They show so much information during this time that it's borderline a joke. I don't know how many more cars I could look at that have the exact same elements on them before I bust. The information that they show here, they do the same thing with the cars. They do the same thing with the elements. They do the same thing with the story. Blah, 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 blah. It's always in the corner of a corner of a corner. And they try to put it in you know, show it in the cars that are layered. But at the end of the day, because we know what our elements look like, we know where to look. Let me show you something. First thing I grab are the bodies hanging in the tree. These are bodies. That is a body hanging in the tree under the NSW police force. They are telling the story right here in this video. And anyone who is against seeing this information, it's only a couple reasons. You're afraid to get busted, or you're fearful to look. Because this here, my friends, mine is Bulby's summer moon hanging from the tree. Every victim has this same container. I showed you it in yellow. It is connected to this thing across, and it is red, maroon, and green. This here is a person in the fucking tree, and then you've got all the elements coming out of the tree. The snake, the blah, 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 blah. There's the squirrel face. So, what the fuck, right? Seriously, you guys. How much longer can they ignore the fact that this could be summer? That's why I call them Summer Moon Wells Missing Children. This right there is the bucket that you saw in the back seat of Summer's fucking car. That was in the back seat of Summer's car, you see. That's the thing. That's the 5. This is the story. Those are the critters. That's the equipment. It's all here. That's a body in the tree with a squirrel. Now, let me show you what they're doing to the guy that's doing the fake car, changing the tire, because the tire is what everything has to do with the tires. You can't have a Summer Moon Wells case without the tires. Look at this guy's eyeball. This is where we get real fun now. Because when you get a frame that tells the story, you get the whole entire story. You know why? Because the cars are always on these things. There's multiple cars involved. There's tree trunks involved. Oh, there's tires involved for sure. But look at this little squirrel. This is what Summer Moon Wells has. There's the squirrel. There's the face. So, you know, let's see what this is. This is, I'm going to open this up here. I'm going to do it. So here's the whole photo, and you see it's going to tell the story, right? There's always there's like always a doorway. There's the moving car there's always a car that almost looks like it's the size of a car that fits inside the car. Tree trimmers. So this, I have to brighten it. Let me brighten it. Oh my God, you guys, it's so overwhelming what's in here. But I want you to recognize the most important is what's over to the left side. That, I don't know if that's a, this here is a major element that I just showed you the other day. And see how it's turning purple? It's turning purple because we have just given this little boy justice. And this photo is going to do what I do best, and that's channel. And that's what I do best. I know what I'm looking at. And this is a sacrifice. And that tree knows the story. Knows the story. This is his story, you guys. This is the story in which he knows about. All these little critters, all of this information of craziness that shows up beneath the deep fake is the story of William Tyrell. It's his story. And in this moment, we are giving William the justice he deserves. Understand that this is a towing company. That is what happens. That shit's connected to the head. Lots of elements, right, G.H. White? Now, the elements that you see that are popping up, and I know you've been here a long time, they're no different than what I've showed you in the past. So we're now at that place in time where we could look at elements and know we've seen them before. You know, in the beginning, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on here. Like, I don't get it. I don't see the story yet. These are the little kid drawings. These are little kid drawings. But the kids' drawings, you guys, are real. I think the kids do the drawings. I think that the children make their own drawings. Every time. But this here is William's story. Now, what's very interesting to me, you guys, is that the towing company is the one that has the R. See that? Or is that not an R? It's like a symbol. Oh God, there's so much stuff in here. Everything is in here. Everything. This is what you call divine intervention. This is divine intervention. I really wouldn't know what else to call it. And it's showing that it's all in the trees. And this is William's story. He wasn't alone. William wasn't alone. And that is very significant. Those are people in the tree. and it's turned purple. To William, this is important information to share, right? Because his story needed, in his anniversaries yesterday, his story needed to be separated. This is William's story. These are photos that tell the story of William. He was placed in the leaves, in the ground, just like Summer. Imagine this to be what I showed you at Summer's vigil. And I said they were taking all of the gook and the branches and what was left from the sacrifice together at the vigil to do their ceremony. This picture allows me to tell you that they did the same thing for him. They did the same vigil. The same one. These photos tell his story, and they allow me to tell the story to the best of my ability. That they did it by the water, and this is what they are showing. Is a sacrifice. They show the story beneath the video. This is the photographer whose information tells the story. This is not, the information is held in her hands. If you look at what's in her hand. I'm going to show you how that consistently changes, because this is always where the story holds, is within by like this fake thing. But this here is part of the sacrifice, is what I know. That's what I know. That they're showing photos that represent part of the ritual. It's being held in her hand. It is in her hand. The story that we are looking at here in this particular video is the ritual that we watched Summer Moon Wells go through. We watched Summer Moon Wells go through this during the Cracking Cases video. This is part of it, you guys. These are the barrels. This is part of the recycling. This is part of the resurrection. This is part of the sacrifice these kids know of. This. You understand that this is part of it. It's part of it. These dumpsters have a place within their stories. These green dumpsters are a solid element. They also need to be at these rituals. Throughout the video, they show a lot of things that have to do with the branches and the trees. I'm going to show you this one. They're hard to understand if you haven't seen them before, but what they have against the tree is what I've showed you of summer moon. That's an element. That is what gets placed at the ritual. This is what is collected as far as trophies. It's right here. This is a trophy. This is a face. These are trophies. And they're against the A-frame. This is a tree. It's always by the tree. There's a lot of information in here, you guys. Let me brighten this next one up. These are being pulled. These are being pulled. See this? That is what needs to be found. Those maroon caps, those maroon tops, all of this. These are close-ups of equipment that is used. Here's his white box. That's the same white box that I showed you in Tim Mullins. That white box is, let's see if I have it right here. Yep. That is William's white box, and this is Summer's from Tim Mullins. In the window. This is Summer. That white box is a must, and there's his white box. They are gathering, they're gathering and gathering. Gathering all their information and gathering their trophies. This is all this is. They're gathering William. This is a location. This is a location, you guys. It's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it appears to be. It isn't. It never is. What they show in these videos never is. It's so obvious to me. And that's why I'm able to speak over it. So this here is what they're showing in the back. First, let me show you this big first, and then I'll show you it small. Wait, shut that out. Here we go. This here is the true situation. It's the true situation. And then what you do is you break it down and you look at all the little elements that they're sticking in things. This right here, these are his elements. Those are William's elements stuck in the back of the car's window. That's no different than anything else we have seen anywhere. Turn it this way, and you have your L. Just like Summer Moon, and all of them have that L. They have the stick, they have the 5. Thank you for those ones. Here's the L. It's the 5. It's the face. Here's the stick. Here's your branch. But it's pretty clear in here. Look at this. It's really clear. I'm definitely going to have to push up my next one. And tires, 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 tires. That's what my other one's also. There's always a tire that is symbolized somewhere. Like, there it is. That's the tire that was removed. Why put it there? It's put there because it's part of it. It's part of this sacrifice. The white thing all the way in the corner there is the sacrifice. That's the A-frame. That's the sacrifice. All the way back over here in the upper left-hand corner. And then there's the V against the tree. This is the house. And then there's a tire. A tire. So these are photos that will give you an understanding that this stuff against the tree is real. This isn't deep faked in here. This is being placed inside a video that is the authorities' video. Like this here is the equipment. I don't care if he says he's holding a drone. I really don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. The story is that that is part of the equipment. The story is that this is what these trucks look like that carry these children. That is the equipment. in the back of the truck that's in this video. Here's the photo that spells the word. Look how clear that is. Look at that. How crazy is that? Let's see. It's so clear. Take a picture of it, you guys, and just watch it. Look at that. And it's not like it's clear. It's super clear. Look at that. It is clear. And then it also changes to this. The A's. The A's and the M's. William, even though this is in Australia, Summer Moon Wells Missing Children, you guys. This is in the woods, in the moist, wet area, like a place that you could bring these dumpsters and no one would know. This dumpster is in this photo. Now, the video doesn't show that dumpster. This dumpster is what's under the deep fake. So if you were to look at the video without going slowly, you won't see this dumpster, meaning they don't want you to see this. But this is what holds the children. This is disgusting, is what it is. And I find it more disgusting as we go on. And I don't know what happened to their logo. It's not their logo anymore. I don't know what it is. But it shows something else. And then as it goes on, it turns those maroon boxes with the clear walls. Even though it's green inside, they're the maroon trim with the clear walls inside. They're clear. His video makes me believe that this is inside a scientific room, and part of what they're doing to these kids is being used for science. I knew that from the beginning. I said they're critters and they're doing something with them. But William's video shows it. Look. The boxes on top, as she is speaking, they change because that's really not a phone. And wherever they are in here is the science behind whatever they're doing. Like there's a science back here. This here might as well be the food truck, because this is where they do like the cutting and the this and the that and the disgusting shit that we don't want to know about. But this is the food truck in this room. That's what they showed. That's what this is in the science room. So this is in the room with the science. That's the frickin' food truck. Look. They're in one room. That's the food truck. I told you the food truck was, whatever's going out in that food truck was very nasty. It's the same looking stove. There shouldn't be a stove in this room, but there is. So that's really significant. Everyone knows what the food truck looks like. So, and in the woods, the people that are gathering this information are in suits, you know. They're in suits. But let's see. Let me show you food truck. Let me see if I could get a fast photo of the inside of the food truck to show you. Food truck. Okay. And I want the stove. I think this is it. So, to me, like I said, all these cases that I cover and talk about, you guys, all stem from the same group. So when I'm showing you this here, this is a better picture. Wouldn't that be weird if it said summer? And here's the food trucks. It's a match. See? It's the same one. It's a match. Like, why would this be in a lab? And maybe that says summer for $15,000. Who knows? But this is whatever they did in the food truck, the fake food truck, was disgusting enough. They did like the scientific shit. Like they took shit apart that was so disgusting that this is what it looks like, and this is a match. This to me is a match. That what we're looking at is the scientific side of it, and that's what they called in the Idaho 4 the food truck. It's so significant. This man was a bald man that just reminded me of someone that I saw in Summer Moon's vigil, and the fingers and everything proved to be more than one hand. The things they do to these children is I can't even speak it. Here are the boxes that move into the area in this video. William's boxes. These are moving in like this is like a jungle or something. And this is what they show, and it's a match to the Summer Moon Wells boxes. This is what the boxes look like, and they move in. There's no getting around the fact that William Tyrell is a Summer Moon Wells story. Whoever did this video sucked. This is the shit that is in Brian Kohlberger's. It's just sloppy work. You know, this is sloppy work. This is leaving. One day this will be proven elements across the board. It's sloppy work. Tim Mullen did sloppy work also. Tim Mullen totally fucked it up. This is what they put against their cheek and their mouth and whatever they hold, these little white things. I have a whole file on this. Oh my God, let me cry and put a tissue on my eye. Oh, let me wipe my nose. Let me put this on my face. Let me just smush it on my eyeball. Well, this is the room in which these children are captured. This is the room in which William stayed. That is the room in which he stayed. Obviously, everything is allegedly, right? Because I have nothing to prove me right or wrong. I'm telling you that that's his room. And I feel that very confidently as I'm telling his story. Extremely confident. This is William. And this is William. This is what they did to him. Whoever is putting this in the video, this is what they did to William. William went through the sacrifice. What you see next to him is what I showed you that was on Kylie Rodney. That's all the furry stuff. That's like the hair. That's what I showed you Ryan matched with. Those are whatever that is, the follicles, the hair. It's this. Here it is. This is Kylie Rodney's. This is Kylie Rodney's. Right? There's no difference between Kylie's and this small child. It's the same story. William, Tyrell, we gotcha. We've got this. You're getting justice. You match Kylie Rodney, Summer Moon Wells' stories, Gabby Petito's stories. We know you do. And that's why we're telling your story. They're placed within the earth, and they are within the leaves, the trees, the branches, is what they call a new beginning. Who's doing this? And that's what they call it. That's what they say out loud. Much of the information that they showed within the news in Australia was nothing more than them telling the story of this child. And Spirit knows it, and this is the story. Always winds up with that garbage dump. But the story that's told within these pictures holds true. This here is William Tyrell, and this is what's left of him, just like you saw Summer Moon. That is William Tyrell's story. This is what gets collected, and this is the somber end, because this is what it looks like after everything is collected. This. Let me brighten it up and put the whole photo up, because the whole photo speaks. Here's the whole photo. So I'm going to tell you the story behind this photo. This person's job is right there. What are they? Excavators? Is that what that says? Well, that's the mask. That's the outfit that this person wears. Wait, cancel. Let's see. Okay, so This is the one who is in charge of that equipment. This here, right here, is what's left from his sacrifice. Now, let me explain something to you. That hanging number 5 is the hanging number 5 that I've been showing for the last week, because of the BTK. And then it was showed up in Tim Mullins. This is what's hanging by the tree. Here, I'm turning it so you can see it. Is the 5 on the string. It's what's lit up. It's lit up because it's so very, very important. It's important enough that that's what they show constantly. That is what was shown hanging from those barns. This is what's hanging. This is what's hanging in every sacrifice. This, when you open it up, is Summer Moon Wells' missing children. That is the most powerful. You know when I said, oh my God, this is like the most insane, powerful place where Kylie Rodney is? It's that. It's the remains. Those are the remains. That's the most powerful thing. And it's lit up. It's the number 5. And that's what's hanging. Not sure what this guy's doing. How weird is this? Oh my goodness, he's taking a knife out of the ground. There's the dumpster. How weird is this? This is a very intense photo. This is very intense photo. So it goes from that photo someone is connected, someone's head is connected to a tree back here. That's what it is. It's back here. I mean, these are real photos, you guys. This isn't like, this dude was back here. It's connected to the tree. All of these skeletons are. So it stays consistent, right? See? These trees have the same thing that Summer Moon's Vigil does. Oh, there's the 5 again. But that's a person. See the 5 on the person? See how it's like, oh, it's drawings. These are like stick drawings. These are the stick drawings. This is the same. Look what's going on with that 5. It really wants us to recognize it. These are stick drawings with the number 5. It's the same thing as the barn drawings. It's the same thing as the kid drawings I've been showing. It's all the same. Let me grab one. It's what I'm looking for. Oh, it's in my next presentation. Wait. I'm a-looking. Maybe I didn't put it in this one. It's the barn drawing. Where did I put them? Oh God, Lori. I'm looking. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just trying to find the barn drawing. Because that's what this is, and it's got the 5 on it. And it's really telling the same story as we've been looking at. See that 5 coming up in the body? Where'd I put it? Fuck. Wait. Faith. Alright, let's see. Oh, yeah, here they are. It's this one. Oh, interesting. Wow, it's so funny how the things just start to look so much more intense as we continue. Here. See, that's why the 5 is connected to a string. Because that's what it's telling you here. It's a string. Look at this guy. Look what's going on the tree. You guys, William Tyrell is a victim just like Summer Moon. William Tyrell was touched by the same evil. And all they're showing here is what they did to him. This is not a cleanup. You don't have a cleanup with all the branches. This is a sacrifice, and this is the SUMMERWELLS missing children. That is what this is. This is the goddamn fucking truck that they come out of. Because there are your number 5 bars. And that's the chick that has the information hanging from her camera. You see what I'm saying? The children come out from that truck. Oh, Jesus, look at how the truck is. Look at how it's placed on here. So when I give information like this, it's called a reading. For those who just joined, this is the girl . This is the girl that I opened up with, that had hanging from her these letters from her camera. That truck is critical. That truck's critical. The information that they show in this video is outstanding because it tells the story. They show boots that are of importance because the kids know boots. You see the stuff that's intertwined here? This is called sacrifice. These are like the bamboos, wrapped all together, wrapped around each other. These are the bamboos. These are wrapped together, you guys. Wrapped and wrapped and wrapped with the same stuff that I showed you in the hair. This is the same stuff. Here's another angle of the photographer. By us sharing this story, the goal here is to educate others that this is going on and that the elements, I believe, is what's going to bust this open, because the elements don't change. And they need to consider Rodney's parents did her ceremony. Oops. These are the elements that they had on the stage. Those boxes back there with the A-frame. the fuck? Look at this. This story, this video is the closest video you're going to see to what they're doing. That's what I have to say. Because this is painful. Whatever we're looking at is painful. See, I keep putting new frames in. This is painful. This is a sacrifice. You guys, this is where they do the sacrifice. This is what I see. This is where it is. William knows of all this, you guys. He's watched it over and over and over. Over and over. Whoever is in charge of this case did not do it justice at all. And William Tyrell is getting justice just by us speaking his story. They didn't speak it. They didn't even look into it. Between the cars, the car lifts, the large trucks, the tires, the water, the elements, William's story is this story. This is his story, and I'm sticking to it. William is a Summer Moon Wells missing child. There are people out there that know the story, and they choose not to talk about it. They choose to hide this. We know what's back there. We've been following the story. There is nothing that can be hidden from spirit. This is nothing more than what's flying in the air from Kylie Rodney's sacrifice. This is back there. See it? This is the story of William. This is William's story. And I just don't fucking understand. How many men can we see, or women, walking in the dark that have a white mask on their head? This is how his story ends. This is William Tyrell's story, and this is what they think no one is going to see. Well, we see it. You're showing it, we see it. It's super obvious. The authorities, if I were them, I'd go find out where these pipes are. Because white pipes is a big thing. White pipes is a big deal. These rocks. This is the end of the video, you guys. This is what they're showing. I mean, is there a hand coming out of a rock? I don't understand. Rocks play a part. All of this stuff plays a part. The end of this video is his story. This is the story. Summer Moon Wells missing children. We see the elements. We see it. We turn this thing so you guys see the equipment that he has in his hand. Right here. Right there's the equipment. You turn this. And what they're showing here are William Tyrell's elements. Right there under his hand. There are all the V's. There's his stick. And this is where they came out of, was this hole in the ground. And what you see on top of this hole in the ground, I'll show you. Is this. The little critters. This person I'll show you what he looks like and what's on his face. Once you get closer and you brighten it up, he's holding that's what it looks like. All of this information and all of these photos, you guys, help bring justice to this child who would not be getting justice. This information is the information that I like to spread and make sure that other people not only hear it and see it, but understand it so they can educate and spread the same information. If more of us understand it and know how to see it, the better it is for the children. So when you look at something like this and you get a really weird feeling like, okay, something is up with this photo, look at it. Don't just blow it off. Like, really look at it. You know what you're looking for. Anyone who's been here, that I'm almost at 600 videos, knows. It's the V's, it's the boxes, it's in the truck. It's in the truck. That truck is loaded. So follow your own intuition. Like, follow your own inner voice. That's how we're going to bring this stuff home and get these kids justice. That's how we're going to do it. Because we have to do it together. I can't do it solo, and we can't do it separately. This child here, the critter hanging behind him, is feeling the love. He's feeling the love, and that's all for him. You know, the information that is being given on social media is consistently telling the story, you guys. And if I could help by bringing your eye into the video so you get beneath the deep fake, so you see what's beneath the video, and that's the truth, then I've succeeded. But if I walk away and you could only do this when I walk you through it, that's not the goal. So between his little photo and everything else that I've showed you, especially the car information, this here, feel the love. Because this photo is simply not... What? Am I back on? I don't know. Hopefully I'm back on to the right one. I don't know what just happened. Am I back? So this is the photo that we know doesn't make any sense. So use your logic, use your inner logic, right? To William, this is for you. I'm going to go push up my next live. I will go on later tonight, so I'm going to push it up. This is information that is here to educate, right? And for entertainment purposes. Educating is a really big part of WCIA Network family. On that note, I'm going to talk to you guys all later for the part 2 of the incredible 2-part video, should I say. Thank you, Muffin Top. Amazing Mod. Thanks to all my subscribers and members. Thumbs up on your way out. Thank you all. God bless you all. And I will be back. Here's to William. Here's to William. William, Tyrell, we love you. We got your back. Good night, guys.